Hello and welcome to this webinar entitled Consumer Contracts, a guide to the key rights and remedies with me, Keith Markham. As always, let's begin by having a look at the agenda for this session today. So let's begin by seeing that, first of all, we're going to talk about issues around the sale of goods, and we're going to look at the rights and remedies available to consumers under the provisions of the Consumer Rights Act 2015. So we'll begin with that. We'll also look at one or two scenarios as well that help us to apply those rules in a more practical fashion. Now, once we've gone through that, we will then go on to talk about digital content. Again, we will see there are various rights and remedies that exist here. Now, these rights and remedies are almost exactly the same as they are for sale of goods, but there is one particularly interesting additional right that consumers have that we will have a look at. And again, we'll look to apply those rules with regard to several scenarios. After that, we'll then come on to supply of services, and there are some well-worn rights and remedies there that have been around for a long time. Again, we'll see that has been slightly updated, and ultimately we'll apply the rules with regard to some scenarios. And then in terms of enforcement for breaching these rules, we will see, first of all, a brief discussion of enhanced consumer measures. So these are measures that effectively can be added to an undertaking or an enforcement order obtained or accepted by a regulatory body. We'll see what those are briefly. And then most importantly, we'll see that the Digital Markets Competition and Consumers Act is now in force since the 6th of April 2025 with regard to various consumer law aspects, and we will look briefly at the enforcement provisions there that could potentially apply if you are in serious breach of any of the rules to do with sale of goods, digital content, or indeed supply of services.